full permission to go on for about 2 months now, but I haven't done a lot of uploads on this site. It's a different type of construction. It's steel beam and pipe, galvanized pipe. Steel painted with red lead and galvanized pipe construction with a really interesting concept for the walls. So we'll start right at the beginning here. And these men are cutting some metal, possibly for the roof. Let's go find out. So, mein Buntag, you're making flashing, yeah? Flashing for the edges of the roof? For the corners, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
flashing. So they're taking galvanized sheet metal and they're painting it with Davies red lead, red oxide, which has copper in it, yeah? Yeah. And that's a very expensive paint. That paint is, $30 per gallon. But if you buy, there's a couple of different brands. It could go up to $50 a gallon. But if you put 2 coats on in this environment, that'll be great. Thank you. What's your name? Angelito.
Yeah.
And it's a nice name. And your name, sir?
John Paul.
John Paul. Oh, you guys have got great names, you two guys. Easy names. Angelito and John Paul. So this is the house next door to the construction site. Now, this wood here would be used for firewood and any sort of small construction. And right behind that wood over there, in that area there that has a tarpaulin over the top, that's a pen for about 7 to 10 pigs. Behind that, they have goats. And then this is a typical, what they call a compound or a tribe. A whole tribe lives in here. Angelito, how many people live in this tribe? 18, yeah? 18. 18 people in this tribe. This is Uncle Mario's family's tribe. His mother that you met during the wake of the funeral, and the rest of his family live here. So this is typical. Now that pig pen now, that man occasionally will butcher a pig and sell the meat, but he also has a store and he also has goats. So he's multifaceted in the ability to earn. Now, John Paul, thank you. Now we're going to go over and meet this man here. He's the fence builder. And this is a unique fence. I will tell you this. We're going to watch him build one piece of fence. We're going to go right in here and we're going to watch this from a vantage point of view. So what this is a bamboo fence. Now wait, first, what's your name, sir? Your name?
Ryan.
Ryan?
Yeah.
Hello, Ryan. Okay, so Ryan has a piece of 3-inch bamboo. And he's going to cut it with a jigsaw to make a notch in the base of the bamboo. And that notch will eventually, within like the next 10 minutes, go into or onto this piece of L stock or 90 stock. Okay, so he used the notch for the top, not the bottom. Now Ryan is marking out that for the notch on the bottom, and then he will cut the notch on the bottom. We'll watch Ryan do one piece. Ryan also cuts the length of the bamboo with that jigsaw, or he may have a handsaw, but mostly I've watched him do it with the jigsaw. which is a little difficult because the jigsaw blade has a tendency to jam up. But he's done so many of these at this point, he's gotten very good at it. So we'll put the top in now, and then the bottom. He usually makes them snug where you have to push them in. You heard it lock. And that's how they're building this bamboo fence with let's see if we gotta close this down. Okay, this pipe is galvanized steel with red lead, 2 layers. Scott, thank you. The internet is back. Yeah, the internet went dead before. We have major storms going on here in Bohol. So that column, I'll show you how they're putting these columns. And that column goes into the ground 3 feet, and it has a cage on the bottom. And the cage goes into a hole about 14 inches in diameter, and they fill that up with cement, and then they put this 18-inch base on that underneath that piece of steel. Now, the one thing that I would have thought they would have done is paint that with red lead, but they didn't. But they did it in every other place. So I don't know what happened to that one piece. Okay, let's go to the next stage of development. Now, this stuff comes on a truck. You can buy it from several different stores, supply houses that supply bamboo. Now, here's their stores. Hey, amigo, mayan buntag. And what is your name? Huh? Okay. And this is where they live while they're working. There are about 18 people that stay here all the time. And then there are people that come and go like welders. Batman! Batman! Now this is a pile of hardpack. My buntag, amigo. How are you today? Bugnaw today, yeah? Bugnaw. Bugnaw. Cold, very cold. I think it's going to snow. Yeah, snow. And this is what they do. They fill up these bags. In order to move this material, this is a bank pile, B-A-N-K, in case you guys don't know what the proper terminology for this is. This is called a bank pile. They're taking from the bank pile, and instead of using a wheelbarrow, they put it in these bags. Then they put the bags on their shoulders, especially this man here, who can do the work of any 2 or 3 men. This is the hardest working man in the Philippines, baby. Dako trabajo. He is always the hardest working man on the job, and I promised him that I would talk to the amo to get a raise. Double salary this week, double. Amo. Dominic needs a double salary. Yeah, look, see, now Dominic is ready to put that bag on his shoulder. That man can literally do the work of 2 men that are trying to work harder than him. And he does that by accident. Very hard worker, Dominic. Very, very hard. Dominic. And your name, sir? Your name? Okay, salamat. Now, this job is set up right. They have scaffolding, they have planking, and they have bags. Okay. Now, this is the scaffolding that they used to build mein buntag. Now this material, this is a bank pile of sifted sand. This is going to be used to do stucco work. Now this sand can either be bought sifted, or it's a little bit of a rougher mix, and they put it through what is called a screed. And your name, sir?
Brando.
Brando.
Yeah.
Salamat. Mein Buntag, Brando. And they put it through this sifter, and the bigger rocks, which are not very big, less than 1/4 of an inch, they come out through the screen. And this works by picking it up and shaking it back and forth endlessly for days to make, this would be the bank pile, and this would be the working pile. And this goes in from here, it goes into these bags, and then this, from there, they pick up the bags, and they walk the bags over to an area over here, and they dump the bags down on the floor, and they make mortar. Mein Buntag, amigo. What is your name? What? It's okay. Yeah. Mein Buntag. I spoke with Vernie. It's okay.
Yeah, that's okay. This one.
What is your name, sir?
Atong Ang.
Atoang. That's a great name. I'm going to remember that.
Oh, Atong Ang. Oh, yeah.
Atoang, yeah. Oh, that's like a movie star name.
Yeah, movie star.
Movie star.
Movie star Atong Ang because the face is like a monkey.
No.
Huh?
No. He's a very guapo man. Atoang guapo ka. Atoang guapo. Dako guapo.
With you.
Oh, yeah. And then they're bringing this material up. I think that's mixed mud. Let's see. Oh, yeah, that's a mixed mud. So, and they bring it up with a small 2-inch shiv and a rope with knots on the rope. Now notice, to bring the bags from the front to the back, they put it on their shoulder. They do not use the wheelbarrow. The wheelbarrow is gubat, yeah? No wheelbarrow, no. The easy, that's walking the bags is dako trabajo. The wheelbarrow is gamay, small. So they would prefer. Now, what was your name again?
Brando.
Brando, like Marlon Brando? Marlon Brando?
Yeah.
You know Marlon Brando?
No.
You never heard of Marlon Brando?
No.
Okay. Yeah, you look a little bit like Marlon Brando, a very famous movie star. Very guapo. Guapo. Like Dominic, guapo.
Huh?
Like Dominic. So now this project here, you're not seeing the full crew. Right? The full crew was another crew that just did block work. There was six or seven men that only did block work. Thank you, Dominic.
Michael, in your country, Michael, the call.
It's live stream on YouTube Live.
In the New York.
Everywhere in the world. Not so many people are watching, only 5 people.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it will be live later. It will be a video.
In your country, in New York.
In the Philippines and in America as well.
America.
Yeah, you wish to be on?
No, not my country, Las Vegas.
Yes, it's live in your country now. Live.
Wait, not in my country, but Nevada, Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Okay.
No bakakun.
Okay.
It's live.
Live.
Now here is. Good morning. Mein Buntag. Now here is their mortar pan, which is fashioned out of putting some rocks around the perimeter, and this is how they mix the mortar, and then they'll put water in this dry pile. Okay, so here we go. They're rolling over the mud to get a proper mix. That actually looks like quite a rich mix, which is good because it sticks very well. Then they put it in this bucket. From the bucket, it goes upstairs, and that man up there is filling in some mortar cracks, and eventually the same mix will be used as stucco, what they call plaster, and they'll put it on the wall in plops. plop, 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 plop. And then on the second layer of plops, that's when they'll smooth it out like that. So the difference in this construction, steel construction, and they can apparently use this for a balcony as well, which I find really interesting. So those are 4-inch galvanized pipes cut to fit inside what looks like a 4.5 by 6-inch web I-beam. It's 1/4-inch steel, or 5/16. It's not 3/8, certainly not half. And they went up. This is the first floor construction, and then they went up another floor, which they're going to call a loft for now, to get the plans approved and permitted, and with a roof. And then the loft is legal, and then it also has a view of the sunset, which sets directly on the end of this lot. So I'm not going to go upstairs and walk around with on the beams, because it's just not something I'm going to do today. I'm not set up for that. I'm in a pair of sandals. And you need 2 hands for balance, or I do anyway. So they never had less than 16 men on this job. See, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. There's 15 men that I can see. But they had as many as 23 or 24 men. So this steel construction looks like an interesting way to go. Although they have a lot of wrapping. Good morning, mein Buntag. They have a lot of wrapping with wire to get around and lock the steel into the walls. But they usually typically, I've seen steel construction where they took rebar and bent it around the steel every 12 inches and welded the rebar to the steel. And then the outside edges is what the block locked into the rebar. Now, it could be because this is only 2 levels that they didn't have to do that. I'm not real sure. So that's today's live stream from here. That's the septic tank. It's just a hole in the ground with 3 chambers. That's all it is. There's no aeration system. There's no bubbling system. There's no filtration system. There's no pump. There's nothing. It's simply a hole in the ground where the first tank has a bottom. That's for the heavy water. Then you have the gray water. And then you have well, it's actually, I have it backwards. You have the heavy water, the gray water, and then you have the effluent that will go down. That chamber has no bottom. That chamber has a bottom. That chamber has a bottom. So when it goes through those 2 chambers, supposedly, because of the laws of bacteria and just the law of nature, the microorganisms in the solids and fluids will have theoretically broke down by the time it gets to that 3rd chamber, and then it goes straight down into the groundwater. And the groundwater, at 11 feet, there's a mix of salt and fresh water. So that is why the reefs are in the condition that they're in, and we'll leave it at that. So this material here eventually will go to one of these men who's putting the second layer on the flops. So he flopped it on the wall, and now he's putting the second layer on and giving it a rough scratch to make it. Good morning, mein Buntag. And what is your name, sir? What, Junior? Doni. Thank you, Doni. Salamat. So they have different stages that the men are doing this work in, and he's using a 6-inch by 12-inch trowel to put the mud on from a piece of plywood. No mortar pans here. I've not seen a mortar pan, not even for sale. I'm sure they do have them, but I've not seen one. So they just plop down the mud on a piece of plywood. And he puts it on a 6 by 12-inch trowel, and then he plops it on. And this man's ready to move up another bucket of mud over to the mason up on top, the plasterer. Okay, mein Buntag, gentlemen. Thank you. Salamat. Guapo. Amping. What am I doing? I am making a video for YouTube because I'm allowed. I'm allowed. For Vernie. For Vernie. Yeah, for Vernie. Uh-oh. Okay, yeah, it's okay for Vernie. Humping. Okay, gentlemen, thank you. Dominic, you have a nice day. Salamat.
You come back tomorrow morning, Michael.
Why?
You come back tomorrow morning.
And?
Maybe 6 o'clock.
6 o'clock?
Yeah.
And what will happen at 6 o'clock? We will have breakfast, you and me? Okay. Kaon?
Kaon.
Kaon. All right, baby.
Look.
Look. Oh, come back at 6 o'clock. Look. Look. No. No. No, look. No. No. Bad, look.
Bad guy.
Bad guy. He's a bad guy. And now here's their water supply. They do have a water meter. They put a water meter in. And this is where they get their water for drink, for washing their clothes, and all for the cement. So this is a typical Philippines job site. Well, no, this is not a typical Philippines job site. This job site has a wheelbarrow and scaffolding. Typically, they don't have scaffolding. They just have wood. And here's this man still working feverishly. Now, something I would have done, which they don't do here in the Philippines, is I would have put a plywood down underneath this hard pack. Well, underneath this mix. I would have put a piece of plywood down on the bottom, and then I would use a square shovel to get it up off the ground. They use a round shovel, and they dig that round shovel into that pile. Very labor intensive. Labor intensive, to say the least. Labor. Big work. Bug now. This is labor intensive, punching that shovel into a pile, a round shovel into a pile of rock and gravel. Labor intensive. Whereas if it was on a piece of plywood, it would be a little bit easier. Salamat. You have a nice day, sir. Salamat. Thank you very much. Amigo, have a nice day. Thank you for the atiklang.
Why snack?
What?
Snack? Is me snack? Cook, buglaw. Cook, buglaw.
Me cook? That's Dominic's job, cooking. Dominic will be a cook. Snacks. I forgot to mention, the owner of this job, well, no, not the owner. Okay, the job is run by a couple of people who have basically engineering licenses, and they own a supply warehouse. I forgot the name, but I wouldn't name the name anyway. So this job is run by two very intelligent people that usually typically are overlooking the whole job from the beginning to the end. But right now they have less, they don't have as much going on as they did. But typically the people that who it is their job, the owner of the property, and or in conjunction with the managers of this job. Typically, they buy the men snacks and food. The men do not buy their own foods, especially a job like this where there's 15 or 20 people. What they'll do is they'll buy bulk food and they bring it. And then one of the men, usually Dominic, is responsible to cook it. And sometimes on the weekends, then there's a woman that comes, apparently one of the family members. So I'm going to read the comments now. I haven't had my glasses on to read the comments. Ha! The Howard Beach Social Club, East Social Club, Panglau Beach. I love that bamboo fence, says Dennis Adam. Hey, Dennis. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for keeping things clear on my channel. Let's go say goodbye to Batman. What we're going to do now is I'm going to go do 5-star hotels. Batman. Batman. Okay, mein Buntag. Mein Gabi Pod, he knows. He knows. What is your name, sir? What is your name? Ipe. Ipe? Nice to meet you. Good morning. But he knows, mein Gabi. Everybody knows me. So for those people who think that they blog the Philippines by somehow walking past some stores really quick like that without any interaction, I would suggest you watch how it's done in real life. If you have even half of a personality and you're quasi-semi smart, although a lot of you guys think that you're very intelligent, which is a misnomer, if I do say so myself. Why do you call yourselves Philippines bloggers if you don't actually stop and interact with the people of the Philippines? That's a good question. That's a legitimate question. Why do you just walk by and go, look, there's a store. Look at that. That's a store. That's a 7-Eleven. You guys got to start interacting. If you want to call yourself bloggers, you got to start interacting with the people that you're blogging. That is what blogging is about. So where I'm going to go now, Dennis Adam. I have the same shirt that Dennis Adam had on, Rockscapes. And I even have a blue hat to match. 2 weeks ago, I don't think I could have got into this shirt. But today, been eating a lot of pork, baby. Mein Buntag. Oh, there's Grandma. Let's go say hello to Grandma. Ijan, Buntag. Grandma. Mein Buntag, Grandma. How are you today? A building, big building, yeah? Yeah, house and a pool. A pool also. In too big. The water pool. Yeah, big pool. Soon. Yes, ma'am. Grandma is the tribe that I said lives next door, the 18 people. This is the elder of the tribe, Grandma. And also Mario's mother, the man who passed away last month.
House.
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 Yes, ma'am.
Building. Little house.
And Grandma, how old are you? 92?
House.
How old are you?
92.
90.
92.
Okay. No, I think 92. 92, yeah? Doha. 92. And she still gets around. She uses a stick, a walking stick.
God will bless.
And she was the owner of all of this property at one time, years ago. Amigo. Okay. Okay, so we're off to my next blog. I'm going to do 5-star hotels and food prices.
Where have you been?
My wife?
Where have you been?
Where have I been?
Yes.
Oh,
I'm looking here.
I've been here, but not so much outside. Enid, summer. Enid Kaayo.
Very hot.
Very hot. Very, very hot. Too hot.
So hot.
No, I'm okay. I've been very busy. Very busy. I still do my trabajo, just in the back.
You are at the back?
In the back, the trabajo. Many, mahal, small, gamay things. Gamay.
Done.
Yeah. Okay, Grandma, you have a nice day, okay, honey? Umping. Bye-bye. Amigos, bye-bye for now.
You go there now?
I go to the doggett.
Yeah?
To the doggett. And make a video. Okay?
Below is.
Yes, we'll make a video. Making a video of the doggett
Yeah.
and also of the Bellevue Hotel, a video.
Where neighbor?
Neighbor, yes. My neighbor. Oh, okay, ma'am. You have a nice day. Umping.
Yes, I will go there.
Okay.
You go there now.
Thank you for the conversation.
Oh, yes.
Okay, so if there's no other further comments. Scott loves that bamboo fence. So let's say goodbye. And this is my quick blog for today. I got a long one coming up. I'm going to go, I'm going to give you guys the hotel prices and food prices. And you're not going to believe the hotel prices on the beach we're going to next. Bye-bye for now. For Michael, Fazio, and Daisy May in the Philippines, baby. I'm Bing Permy, which of course means take care always.